The following program is rated T for teen for the use of tools and materials that can be harmful to unsupervised usage. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hello everyone, Mr. Waugh here from Mr. Waugh Media, and yes, that is my actual name. In today's episode, we're going to make a small tabletop building for under $3. Welcome back to the show, everyone, and today we're doing another dollar store build. Now, every time I go over there, I always keep my eyes open for anything I can potentially turn into a new project. And last time, I think I kind of struck gold. You see, for those that don't know, they actually have a section that's a lot of do-it-yourself, small wooden projects. We're talking stuff like birdhouses, small log cabins, churches, that kind of stuff. Now, it is geared more towards children, so the portions aren't always the best. It's a little over-exaggerated. But I did kind of luck out with this little small building that'd be perfect for anything 28mm related. So I decided, why not? I'll grab that for $1, and then I found this. It's a small sheet of rubber, and it's got this crazy texture on it that I thought immediately I could probably turn into a roofing material. For under $3, I think we can make something happen with this. Let's get started.
Alright, so the very first thing, of course, is we have to assemble the structure. Now, this was designed for small children in mind, so I'm assuming 90% of you should be able to pull this off. Maybe 85% of you. Alright, maybe 70%, I don't know. Either way, it goes together nice and easy. Just use a little bit of glue to hold it all in place, and you're off and running. Now, because you can see inside the building, I wasn't really keen on that, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of cereal box, a little hot glue gun here, just to mask that all off. Obviously, if you want to do something on the inside, that's up to you, but I'm keeping this nice and simple. Now, for the final piece of the roof here, just snapped in. Easy peasy, look at that. Our structure's done. Good job, everyone, if you managed to get this far. Well, 65% of you. Alright, now what I did was I did paint the entire structure first. I had never worked with this rubber before, so I was in kind of uncharted territory, but you know what? This was super easy. I just cut it out. I think this was about 2 inches in length, 4 wide. Go in with a lot of hot glue gun, slap it on. Easy. The roof is attached. I'm going to quickly paint that all black, and we'll go in with our first layer of paint here. This is going to be a medium brown. Dry brush that across all the surface here. Make sure we get it everywhere. If you go a little too thick, don't worry about it. The only thing to worry about is this new roofing material. Like I said, never tried it before. I quite like it, but it does absorb a lot of the paint. It was still wet after a few minutes, so make sure you give plenty of time to dry in between each layer. Alright, now we're going in. We've taken our basic brown, added a little bit of yellow to the mix and a little bit of white to make this lighter sand color. This will get dry brushed across all the surfaces. As my philosophy, the lighter the color, the lighter my brush strokes are getting. There's not very much in the bristle at this point. We're just doing a nice light coat. And even with something basic like this, it really is standing out. I'm quite liking it so far. And once again, do the roof. You'll get something looking a bit like this. Alright, I've added 2 more parts of white to the mix to make an even lighter sandy color. Again, the lighter the color, the lighter brush stroke, rinse and repeat. Dry brush the entire surface as followed. Do the roof. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Oh my god, it's magical. Look at that. That's beautiful. Alright, so you could end the project right here. This went together in like 3 or 4 minutes, super easy, but let's add a little bit more so it's not just this plain structure. So the first thing we're going to do is make a little door. This is used with coffee stir sticks. Of course, you can use popsicle sticks if needed. Cut to length, and then I'm going to add a little cross beam here with one that's been sliced in half. You can use super glue, white glue, whatever you need. I'm using the hot glue gun just because it is a little bit faster. I'm going to use a little cross beam here, make sure I cut it as needed. Add just a little bit of glue to it, and that should hold. And here you go, little close-up. Like I said, super quick and easy, nothing really complicated with that. Same with this next piece. These are little potter plants for the outside of the building. It's just a block of styrofoam and the coffee stir sticks around the edge. Now, I went in and I grabbed myself a little couple tufts of grass here. These ones were nice and bright colors, and I'm adding a little bit of red, a little bit of yellow, just so it adds a splash of color. That way it's not just this dreary, darker color tone. Obviously, you can choose whatever colors you want for the flowers. I just figured a red and yellow wouldn't take away too much from it, but it still looks nice. All right, so now we're going to add all these extra little pieces to the structure. We got our door. Super easy here. Add a little bit of glue, slap it on the side here. Try to get in the middle as close as possible. I think I was like a centimeter or two off, but whatever, looks fine. Now we're going to go with our little planters here. Same thing, add a nice little generous glob of glue. And put these right underneath the windows, like so. Easy, easy. Alrighty, that's looking pretty good. Now, obviously, we need a little bit of soil here to grow the actual plants, so we're going to go in with our white glue once more. And we're just going to smear that around the edge here. Try not to get it on the wooden elements. If it does, not the end of the world. You can always just get rid of it. But, yeah, we'll sprinkle a little bit of our dirt. Super easy. All right. Next up, we're going to add a couple dabs of glue here and there. I've got 4 plants, so obviously I'll do 1, 2, 1, 2, and just put them in place. Like I said, this is a super easy build. I'm actually really happy with how this is coming together. It's only a handful of dollars of material, and I think I'm only at like 15 minutes in, and I've got something looking like this. And this looks great as is, but we could add even more if we wanted. So let's add a little sign. This is going to be my little inn. I just made it out of more of the coffee stir sticks, made it the shape I wanted, and bam, we'll bolt that in, and then we'll paint it up. Now, how about a base as well? Let's add that. Now, to be fair, I've made a lot of bases over the years, and you probably don't want me to retread old territory, but I decided to do this little short clip that I can just insert into any video as needed, just so we have a complete tutorial. So what you do is you take some foam board here and you chop it into whatever size and shape you need, then you go with a razor blade, make sure it's nice and sharp, and you just round out all the edges till you get a shape looking sort of like this. Then you're going to go in with some white glue, or in this case I'm using Elmer's Clear, and you cover the entire piece. Then you go in with a little bit of sand, gravel, whatever material you're going to work with, and give that plenty of time to dry. Once that's done, you go in with some black paint, cover the entire surface, give that plenty of time to dry as well, and then you choose your colors. In my case, I start with a dark chocolate brown. I'll dry brush a next layer of medium brown, and I'll add a little bit of white to the mix to make a light sandy color like so. I will dry brush it, the lighter the color, the lighter my brush strokes tend to get, until I've covered the entire surface like so. Once that's fully dried, I go in with some more glue, and I use little patches here and there. I'd say maybe 60% coverage is a pretty good ratio. Then I'll use my swamp green, because it's a nice neutral color. Pack that in there, and shake off all the leftovers. You'll get something looking a bit like this. If that's too basic for you, you can still add more. You could do little shrubbery, bushes. I've been using little stones. Doesn't have to be complicated, but it'll help tie the piece together. And with this final element out of the way, let's look at our finished product. And overall, I think this looks fantastic. And I think I'm going to keep doing these little dollar store dives. I want you guys to feel inspired that it doesn't take a crazy amount of money or skill to put together something like this. This was a breeze to assemble. I think I spent maybe 30 minutes in total, including a couple trial and error pieces. This was a handful of dollars to make. So it doesn't have to be expensive to get into wargaming. I hope you guys like this, I hope you've been inspired, and I hope to see you on the next episode. Until next time, Mr. Waugh signing off. Well, that has been today's episode. I really hope you guys liked it and maybe found some useful information in there. If you did, make sure that you hit the like, the share, and subscribe button down below, and please pass this around to all your friends. We're really trying to build the channel from the ground up. If there's anything that you want me to build in an upcoming episode, let me know in the comments down below, and maybe we'll be able to build it for you in the future. On that note, I've been Mr. Waugh from Mr. Waugh Media, signing off.